Welcome back to the channel. My wife, my oldest son, and myself just got back from a 4.5-week adventure in Japan and Vietnam. So even though we've been to Vietnam quite a number of times, I think 4 or 5, each time we go, there's new places that we still haven't been to before. And in that 4.5 weeks, I did capture a ton of footage, so I'm not going to kind of put them all together and release them all at once. I'm just going to kind of splice them up and just release each kind of, I guess, area that we went to as I'm wrapping them up. So that way the video doesn't end up being like 2 hours long or something like that. So I know a lot of these travel videos don't get a lot of views, but they're really just for my family and friends to kind of take a look to see the kinds of different things that we did while we were away. So even though I've been to Japan before, it was kind of good to go back with my family and experience it with them this time. So when we were in Vietnam, we were all over the place. We were in the south, we were on an island, we were in the central areas, and we were in the northern parts. Each time we're in Vietnam, we tend to visit a place that we've never been before, and because of that, I fall deeper in love with the country every single time I go. Even though I'm doing these for fun, it'd be awesome if you guys could subscribe if you haven't already. It's just kind of a cool milestone to hit if I could get to that 1,000. Anyways, on to the trip, and I hope you enjoy. First up is Japan. We had 2 different meals on our 13-hour flight and some ice cream, which Max really enjoyed. Here we are walking through the airport, and then our first Japanese experience. We're getting checked in by robots. It's small. It's in Japan, buddy. In Japan, everything is tiny. It's space efficient. Is that what they call it? It's a pretty good size. It's not bad. Japan, first night. Last time I was in Japan was with my buddy Chris, and didn't think I'd be back here this quickly. So this is amazing. I'm definitely super excited about to experience everything with actually my wife here this time and my kid. So this is gonna be great. Max loves all the stuff that I love, like robots and things, and what a better place to be than Japan to experience that stuff. So this is just the first leg of our trip, right, buddy? Yep. I honestly don't know what this trip actually entails. Tal actually created this entire spreadsheet of stuff to do. She's very organized and detail oriented. I looked at that spreadsheet and was like, nope, I'm gonna be surprised because it's a lot to read.
Can you see my feet back there?
Yes, we can see your feet. After meeting up with some family after our first night, we went to go get some udon. And then we went around to explore the area some. And me trying to win a Kirby and failing. Got some curry. If you've never had Japanese curry, it's amazing. And here we are just kind of exploring on foot the surrounding area, Shinjuku station. First few days were actually pretty rainy, so we just made the most of it by going inside of, I guess, super malls. So mad. What do you gotta do? All you gotta do is sit there. I'm the one carrying you. Go on biking tour today. There's our guide. Yeah. Since we were only in the city for a short period of time, Tal thought it'd be a great idea to do a bike tour while we were there, which I thought was a fantastic idea. I was able to pull Max, and everybody loved biking, so yeah, what a great opportunity to cycle in Japan. And our tour guide Soshi was amazing. If you guys ever decide to do that, he would be the dude to hit up.
One was a left hand. 2 wash your right hand. And 3, make a cup by your left hand and rinse your mouth. And spit it out. 4, wash your left hand again because you use it as a cup. And 5, wash the handle of the ladle for the next person.
Oh.
And you're pure. And this is safe in Shinto Shrine and Buddhist Temple.
The ride for the most part is fairly flat and easy and roughly 10 miles altogether. But we were able to hit some of the famous places like Akihabara and the Imperial Palace, which you'll see later. So we are at the Imperial Palace.
And the princess.
So Jill, how you like it, Jill?
This is awesome. Awesome tour. Good job, you guys.
Yeah, great day. No. Good job, Soshi. Good job, Soshi. There he is.
Good job, Soshi.
The man. Taking us to the cool places. And yeah, here we are at the Imperial Palace and a photo with our guide, Soshi. And now we're just kind of walking to eat some dinner after that 10-mile bike ride. A little on the expensive side, but it was very, very good. And you actually had a lot to eat.
What do you saw?
And to Hakone today. Right, Max?
And we're going to the pirate ship! Yay!
Want to say something to your fans?
You're gonna love what's coming next.
First stop in Hakone is a 400-year-old tea house, Amazaki Chaya. I'll have it on the screen. It's bread. We know the real reason why people go to my YouTube channel is to see bread.
I don't know, it's a dessert or what? It's a miso.
It's easy than that today. It tastes like confusing. Is it confusing? It's like confusing. Yes?
It's very confusing.
Whoa!
Just dip it in this sauce.
I'm
Just dip it in that sauce.
just supposed to eat on.
It's like it is like a Jello. Hardened Jello and barbecue sauce.
Even there's
Barbecue Jello.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Fermented rice. Jill, you like it? Fermented rice? I love it. It's good. It's sweet. It's awesome. At Hakone, at Ashi Lake. And this little dude is eating snacks.
Never stop.
We lost Brett and Jill. But hopefully they're up at this shrine because they decided to take this hike while we took the bus. So, but it is looking great. Next up is the Hakone Shrine, and it was a very, very beautiful walk to get there. We're walking alongside the lake for a while, and then into the forest, and then up some steps. They're alive! They're alive! Right there, they're alive. I think while we were in Japan, we actually visited quite a number of different shrines. It's just, the architecture just looks amazing. And it's just so peaceful at a number of these shrines that we went to. And of course, at each one, you're able to make an offering and pay your respects and make a wish if you want. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Also, you can cleanse your hands and things like that.
I don't see it. Right there.
So here we are about to board the pirate ship, which is basically going to take us across the lake to the Hakone ropeway.
We are at the power ship. And we saw the ninja bus. So oh, that is so cool. There's something else you might check out there. Look out there.
The Hakone ropeway, y'all.
Yeah.
When you
It's
feel
so much
unwell.
fun today.
And we have our own cable car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real reason you guys tune into the channel, right there. Right.
Say that in every video.
Must see TV.
Today it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so from the ropeway, we can see the volcanic steam, and it's just another stop to kind of get out and take a closer look and walk around. There's some shops in the area as well. It's the black egg, right? It's cooked in something. Volcanic ash. It's supposed to give you 7 more years of life if you eat one of these. Regular egg. 7 more years. It was a pretty full day at Hakone, starting with the tea house and then making our way down to the lake, and then from the lake across the lake to the ropeway to see some volcanic stuff and Mount Fuji on our way home. On our way for a Japanese curry, and Sam's never had it before. You guys have never had Japanese curry before. It is amazing. It is one of my favorite dishes.
We already had 3 breakfasts this morning.
3 breakfasts this morning.
Yeah.
This is our 4th.
How is it?
It's really good.
Yeah. Max's favorite place. Over 500 different Capsule Toys.
Daddy, you were thinking of You're thinking of these guys. You're thinking of these guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This is what reminds me of Beck Dewey. So almost everywhere in Japan, they have these capsule toys all over the place. And we were just walking and we noticed there was a sign that says go into this basement, and lo and behold, there are over 500 of these things there. Probably a mistake to show Max because it ended up being his favorite place and he always wanted a capsule toy. So on this day, it's actually pretty packed. First starting off with a visit to Sensoji Temple. Sensoji Temple is a historic temple to the Goddess of Mercy. And then from there we are headed to Shibuya Crossing. We're at the Sensoji Temple. Sensoji Temple. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. So on our way to Sensoji Temple, you'll pass through a lot of these street vendors. It's actually pretty crowded there, and we went around, I want to say noon. And then we've got Brett joining Max in a pose. Max loved doing that pose at a lot of locations. And there's Brett getting that smoke all over his body. The smoke is believed to have a healing effect.
And matcha, regular matcha, roasted matcha.
Well, so they're both matcha?
But this is roasted, this is regular.
Okay.
And now we need to find Max vanilla.
He looks unhappy.
We need to find Max a vanilla.
Once inside is covered in this massive artwork, and another place where you can pay your respects. And of course, Max, he loved doing that, so he loved throwing money into it and paying his respects and making a wish. And here's Jill getting her fortune. She pulled this stick from that metal tin, and the stick has a number, and then you go to that number and you read your fortune. Pretty hungry, so we went to a conveyor belt sushi restaurant where each plate has a cost, and you pull what you want and you pay at the end. How is it, Young? Pretty good? And here we are headed towards Shibuya Crossing. So Shibuya Crossing is the world's busiest pedestrian crossing, with as many as 3,000 people crossing at a time. As we're walking through this, I'm reminded of a scene from Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, and they are actually drifting through this intersection. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's already gone.
What's this for? Daddy, look. Mario,
There's a cafe on this floor, so that's where we're gonna be. Yeah, it's fine. That's on this. We'll just stay to this floor. Okay, we'll stay here.
So inside the Pokemon store, you stand in front of this video monitor and they actually will pick an outfit for you. So that's what Max is kind of doing here. So there's Pikachu, and he's picked an outfit for Max. So this is our last full day in Japan, and Sam and I are gonna go do some go-karting in the city. So it's a tour around the city in some go-karts, and they used to do a Mario theme, but they got in real big trouble for that, so they don't do that anymore, but should still be a pretty cool time. This is cool. This is so cool. So here's a crazy story about how I almost didn't do this. So to be able to drive these go-karts in Tokyo, you need an international permit because you are on the road and you have to abide by the laws, and you are on there with other vehicles. So I did obtain my international permit, but I had forgotten it at home. So we had gotten all the way to Japan, and that's when we realized I had left it there. So my wife was able to get a friend of ours to go to our house. I was able to unlock, the doors, disable the alarm, all that good stuff, and she was able to locate it, give it to Mia, who was actually leaving to meet us in Japan. So me and Sam is the guy actually behind me here, and they, overnighted it to Chicago, and thankfully it got there right on time for them to take it with them to Japan. So when we met up with Sam and Mia in Japan, I was able to get that permit, and we were good to go. So just so lucky there, because this go-kart thing was just so amazing to be able to drive these go-karts on the street with other vehicles, and our guide made us feel safe the entire time. I didn't feel like I was in any danger at all, and we were able to hit a lot of these major places like Shinjuku, Harajuku, and Shibuya, and the look on people's faces when they saw us riding these go-karts in the street is just unforgettable. Some of them were like, what in the world is that? A lot of them were like, wow, that's awesome. Some of them were like, saying hi to us and stuff. So it was overall a really fun time. And afterwards here, we were just kind of walking back to our hotel to meet up with the ladies. And later on that night, we went over to Harajuku to kind of check out that place. And it was dying down a little bit because a lot of the places were closing up, but this one crepe place was still open, and I had to get a crepe.
So how is it?
Pretty good.
So what'd you get?
Got ham and potato.
Ham and potato?
Yes, it's so good.
So you got a, I didn't
Potato
even know
salad.
they had that. It's like
Yeah.
a savory one or something. What'd you get, Sam?
Banana custard chocolate
Okay.
And cream.
and cream.
So sweet one.
Yep. Sweet.
Yeah. Mine had ice cream in it. It's pretty awesome.
Did you get the cheesecake too?
Yeah.
So that's about it for Japan. We are on our last night here, and after go-karting, we ran into this capsule store. And if Max was here, he'd want me to buy everything, but he's back at our hotel sleeping. The next morning, we have to wake up to go to Vietnam, where we will visit several different cities, and I will split up the videos by cities because we're already coming up on 21 minutes, and this was just Japan. So those of you who've actually watched the entire thing, you're awesome. Thank you, and stay tuned.